Is Ghost the perfect tool for your blog, for your content website, or for your newsletter? Hi there, my name is Brian Collins and welcome to the Become a Writer Today channel. In this video review, I'm going to walk through what Ghost is and answer the question about whether or not it's the right tool for you. Hope you enjoy the content in this video. If you do, hit thumbs up. If you want to get more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've been using Ghost for just over a year now for my personal site, briancollins.com. And I use Ghost in a number of different ways, which I'm going to show you in this video. But if you're not exactly sure what Ghost is, it's basically a tool that will help you build a paid or free newsletter, that will help you manage a blog and also build a membership program. It also has tools for podcasters and other types of content creators. It was founded in 2013 via a Kickstarter campaign by John Nolan and team. And interestingly, Ghost is a non-profit. So it's unlike other competing tools like Substack, which I'll cover later in the video, which are for-profit businesses. Ghost is a non-profit designed to help content publishers, writers, and creators of all types connect with their audience and earn a good living online. One key thing to understand about Ghost is it helps you build a static content website quickly and easily. You don't need to know too much about building websites or what static content is, but it's just helpful to understand that a static content website is something that can be generated quickly across the web without having to be generated, modified, or processed in any way. In other words, in theory, a static content website is more reliable and faster than a WordPress website because it doesn't really rely on a database in the same way. In other words, the content on your Ghost website will rarely change unless you make edits on the back end. And it also should be more secure than a standard WordPress or PHP website. Now that said, with some of the technical things out of the way, I want to talk a little bit about the pricing for Ghost before you get started. So at the time of recording this video, you can try Ghost for free for 14 days. And then you can take out or join Ghost for $9 a month. And that will enable you to add 500 members. That's basically email subscribers. You'll get access to their themes, integrations, and you can upload files. And I'll cover all of that in a moment. So you can see here how the pricing works. So I have approximately 3,000 email subscribers in my Ghost newsletter. So I actually paid an annual subscription, which worked out as about $50 a month multiplied by 12 months. And I think I got a discount from the Ghost team. The other thing to understand about the Ghost pricing is that when you upgrade to different tiers, you can add more staff members. So chances are if you have, thousands of email subscribers, it's probably more than you running your content website. So you can give team members secure access to your Ghost site and they can help you manage it for you. So if you're interested in trying Ghost, the key thing to understand is you can just take out a free trial, try it for 14 days, and then figure out if it's right for you. Now I'm going to log into my Ghost website so you can see exactly how it works. The key selling point of Ghost is the dashboard. On the dashboard, you can track all of your email subscribers and your analytics and stats. So you can see here I've got nearly 3,000 email subscribers. I've only got 2 paid members because I haven't done a huge push on the paid membership program. And I can also track my email open rate. Now, the other thing to understand is inside of Ghost, it's kind of similar to WordPress in that you can create posts or pages. So pages are basically how you've organized the structure of your site. So if I go to About here on my site, this is a page, whereas posts are actually articles that you publish on your site, much like blog posts in WordPress. So I'm going to show you the publishing experience in a moment. But before that, I'm just going to cover some of the other things that you should know about. So you can set up offers within Ghost, whereby you can sell your digital products or services, and subscribers can buy them once they join your newsletter. So to show you how this works, I'm going to open up my Ghost website in incognito mode. And then a box will appear here at the bottom saying subscribe. And then subscribers are presented with various pricing options. Now again, I haven't done a huge push on this for my newsletter, but it is a way of monetizing your content that you're publishing on your Ghost site. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard and just show you some of the options that I particularly like. So if I go to settings, there's not too much to tinker with. So like the learning curve for Ghost isn't that steep. But one thing that people like to look at is the design. And if you go into the design, you can change the primary color for your Ghost theme. You can also upload a logo and change the publication cover. Now, I'm using a particular theme with Ghost that I actually paid for, and then Ghost since bought the company that made these themes. What that means for you is if you join Ghost, there's actually about 3, 4, 8, 12, 13 plus themes that you can choose from to give your publication a distinct look and feel. And to be honest, because Ghost is less widely used than WordPress, you can get away with using one of these themes without necessarily having a site that has a theme that people will easily recognize. You just change the accent color and then you should have something that looks professional. So this is a good one here for newsletter owners, journal. So if I click on journal, I can get a preview of what this would look like. And I can click here if I want to use this particular theme. And then I can go back here and I can browse through the different ones. So this is another popular one, Casper, which is popular with bloggers. And this is actually the theme that the Ghost website uses on their blog. And I'm going to go back here and show you another one. So this is Dawn. This is the theme that I'm using at the moment. I like this one because of the way it presents content to subscribers. Now, one thing to understand with Ghost is that when you publish a post on Ghost, it's sent out as an email newsletter as well automatically. So to explain this in context, for my site, Become a Writer Today, which is built with WordPress, if I publish an article here, I will also send out the link to the article using an email marketing tool like ConvertKit. So that can be a few extra steps to do. But with Ghost, you just publish your post and it automatically gets sent to subscribers. So I'm going to log into my email account so you can see what that looks like. Here is a Ghost article that I published a few days ago about Web 3.0, and this goes straight into my inbox as I've subscribed to my own newsletter, and people will read it in their inbox. So that's one thing to bear in mind with Ghost, that sometimes they're not reading it on your site, they're actually reading it in their inbox. So I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about the look and feel of your Ghost publication. Just pick one of the themes and go with it. I'm going to show you how I write articles and publish them to Ghost so you can understand the publication process. So my current writing app of choice is Ulysses. It's a minimalist or Markdown writing app that's available on Windows and Mac. And I've actually got a review of Ulysses on the channel, which you can check out. So what I do is I write my articles in Ulysses. And if you're not familiar with Markdown, it's just an easy way of formatting your articles for the web using hashtags for H1 and H2. And adding hyperlinks and so on. You don't necessarily need to know Markdown, but it is worth bearing in mind because Ghost also supports Markdown, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. So I have an article here that I've written, which is about Substack versus Ghost. I know it's all very meta. And I'm going to click the publish button here in Ulysses. And you can also do this in other writing apps like IA Writer. And I've connected this to my Ghost account. So now I'll click publish and it'll give me the title here. And then I can customize the URL. So I'm going to customize the URL. And I'm going to have it as a draft rather than published. I'm going to click the publish button. Ghost will automatically load and the article will be here for me to check. And because I've written it in Markdown, it's all formatted for the web. So for me, this is fantastic because I don't need to spend much time tinkering with the look and feel of my publication or of my articles. Now that said, you can of course just go ahead and write your articles in the Ghost editor by just clicking on posts. And if you've used Medium, it's basically the same as Medium. So I'm just going to start writing here so you can see here. This is my headline and here is where my post begins. And I mentioned how that Ghost supports Markdown. So if I type in subheading 1 and I put in 2 hashtags, it'll format it as H2. If I put in subheading 2, if I put in 3 hashtags, it'll format it as H3. Similarly, if I want to put in a hyperlink, you can do it like this. And then it'll automatically add the hyperlink. Now you may be noticing that while I'm writing, this plus is appearing, and that's one of the other things I like about Ghost. It has some formatting options that you can use to give your articles a bit more flavor. So if you click on the plus option, you can see that you can add images, HTML, galleries, dividers, bookmarks, and email content. Don't use all of these, but one I do like is the image option. So if I press slash and then type in Unsplash, I can search for an image. So I like this image here of this person working on the laptop, and I can insert the image, and this is an image that's free and safe for me to use. Or alternatively, I can just do it this way, and then I can click here and upload an image from my desktop. So basically the publishing experience is quick and easy. I'm back over in the article that I uploaded from Ulysses, and what I will do is add a feature image. So I'm just going to pick one at random here. It's not related to this post, but just so you can see how it works. Only takes a moment then to upload. Next, what I will do is I'll click on the sidebar here. And this is also why I like Ghost, because it has more options for customizing the meta description of my post for Google search results. Other newsletter tools don't really have this. And I can also change the URL. So you can see here, I can add this. So again, if you're considering optimizing your articles for search or to rank higher in Google search results, you'll need to look at these post settings. And if you want to, you can also add information for Twitter or Facebook. I don't usually do this, to be honest. And you can also save templates as well. Again, I don't worry too much about this because Ghost is a minimalist writing app, and it's quite easy to use. So the idea is that you just get your content out there and move on to the next thing. That said, it is worth also pointing out that when you're ready to publish, you can just click publish and send, and then it will automatically appear in everybody's inbox, like I showed you a few moments ago, and also on your site. Or you can schedule it for later, much like WordPress. But where Ghost is a bit different using WordPress is you can also decide whether you want to send it all to your free members, to only to your paid members, or to specific people on your list. So this is how you can use Ghost to build that membership program that I was talking about, or how to give content to different people. So occasionally I'll publish an article and I don't want it to be emailed to everyone, so I'll just turn all these off. Normally I just have this set for free members, so it goes out to everyone. And then I did have more paid members at one point when I was pushing the program, so sometimes I would send articles just to paid members within Ghost. Then when you have your article scheduled, you can go to the scheduled option here and you can see all of the articles that you've got scheduled, and then just look at the dates here in advance. And then when you go to the published section, you can also see all of your published articles, how many people they were sent to, and what your open rate was like, or what your open rate is like. The process for creating pages is relatively similar. You just click new page. You get the same publishing experience. So you can use Markdown, the Ghost cards, and so on. So I'm going to open up my about page. So this is my about page, and again, you can see what this looks like. And then you just decide where this wants to appear on your Ghost website. So if I go over to my Ghost website, it took me about, now I had the content written, but it took me about 10 minutes to create these pages. And now I just focus on publishing 2 articles a week on this particular site. Another reason why I like Ghost is you can customize what content appears in the email version of your articles versus the articles on your site. So this is the article that I received, How to Invest in Web 3.0. And I have a call to action at the bottom saying this newsletter is sponsored by Grammarly. Click here to claim a 20% lifetime discount. But then if you go over to the actual related article on my Ghost website, you will see that this does not appear at the bottom. And if the reason why this does not appear is if I go back to a Ghost post and I scroll down to the bottom and I click plus, I can actually add content that will only be visible to people over email. So I can put in whenever I want here. This is a great way of adding sponsorships or promotions or other types of offers to your newsletter. And that's another reason why I like Ghost. So I'm going to leave this. Now, the other thing I'd like to show you is the team members option. So if you click on staff, you can add members of your team who can come in and manage your site. So I have somebody who's an editor who checks some of the articles before I publish them. And then I also have somebody who helps me with managing images and so on. So I spend even less time publishing on Ghost. I just write the articles in question. Now on the offer section, you can create different offers. So you can create pricing based on how often you want people to subscribe to your newsletter for. Now, I haven't created too many offers with Ghost personally because I'm more interested in building traffic to the site at the moment. But I do have a monthly $5 offer at the moment, and I can give people 50% off. And you can see here how this will appear on the cards that I showed you a few moments ago. So if you're doing an offer for Black Friday, this could potentially be something that you could create. I also like Ghost because it has integrations with other tools that I use quite a lot. So it has a native integration with Google Analytics. So in short, you can connect it to your Google Analytics account in just a few clicks and then see all of your stats inside Google Analytics. It connects with Ulysses, so that's how I'm publishing from Ulysses to my Ghost site. And you can also connect it to Typeform and Buffer and some other tools as well. They have lots of other integrations. Now, I haven't used them all, so it really depends on what your publication workflow is like. So if you go to the integrations page, you can see all of the ones that they have, the ones for YouTube, Twitter, MailChimp, ConvertKit. You may be wondering, why would you want to connect it to a ConvertKit or MailChimp? Well, let's say you've had a couple of hundred subscribers who've joined your newsletter, but you want to send them some sort of automated email campaign, then you could potentially connect it to MailChimp or ConvertKit, and that could send it out on your behalf. I do use the YouTube and Twitter integrations. So if I go back to this particular post, you can see here that the YouTube video is embedded in the post, and then it also will appear in the newsletter as well. You can do the same with Twitter cards. And I don't use all of these integrations, but it is helpful to understand that Ghost can do a bit more than other newsletter tools that are out there. The main competitors to Ghost are WordPress and probably Substack. Now, I use WordPress for Become a Writer today. It's the most powerful content publishing platform out there, but because it's so established, there's lots of different plugins. There's also ways that it can become slow and bloated, and there is a technical learning curve to using WordPress, which can put off new content publishers or writers or somebody who just wants to set up a simple newsletter or membership program. In that case, Ghost could be the ideal tool for you. Now, if you're going to run a website and you want to have display advertising as a means of monetizing your site, Ghost does integrate with Google AdSense, but from what I've gathered from talking to other content publishers running display advertising, you're not going to earn as much, and it's difficult to apply for display advertising networks like Mediavine and AdThrive. So that's something to bear in mind if you're running ads on your site. Now, to go the other direction, the other alternative to Ghost is Substack. I actually started my personal newsletter on Substack, and I really like Substack because it's freemium. And I say freemium because it's free to use, free to get started. But once you turn on paid subscriptions, they take a cut out of your subscriptions. And depending on how many subscribers or paying subscribers you have, the cost of using Substack can quickly exceed the cost of using Ghost. Currently, Substack charges 10% of your paid subscriptions. So if you had 50 paying subscribers, each paying $100, you can see how that would exceed the cost of $9 per month with Ghost. Now, Substack is good. I do recommend using Substack if you just want something quick and easy and you don't have any money for a content publishing tool. And I'm going to go over to my writer dashboard just to show you the content publishing experience on Substack. So again, it's pretty easy to write a newsletter on Substack, but it doesn't have the same level of integrations that Ghost has in terms of cards and dynamic content and an ability to optimize your articles for search. That said, it does support Markdown. The main reason why I migrated from Substack to Ghost is I wanted more control over the look and feel of my publication. You can't really do that with a Ghost publication beyond changing the basic colors on your publication. And I also wanted to be able to change the meta descriptions and URL structure and so on. And what I discovered is articles on Ghost tended to rank faster in Google search results than articles in Substack. That said, if you're serious about building a content publishing website, WordPress is probably for you. So when you're considering getting started, ask yourself what direction you want to go in, what your budget is, and you won't go wrong with any of these tools, Substack, WordPress, or Ghost, but it really does depend on what you want to use this particular website or publication for. If there are any cons to Ghost, it's probably that there's no easy way of doing internal linking. So I have to find all of the links manually on my Ghost publication and add them. You also, even though there are many integrations, you don't get the same ecosystem of plugins that WordPress uses. So if you have advanced functionality in your WordPress site, chances are you're not going to be able to replicate it on a Ghost site. The other downside to Ghost is the potential cost. I mean, you can potentially start a WordPress or Substack publication for free, whereas it will cost you $9 to get started with Ghost. Granted, that's not a huge amount of money, but I know it will put off some people, at least from using it at first. The other potential downside to Ghost is if you want to do advanced customizations to your Ghost publication, chances are you're going to have to hire a developer because Ghost just doesn't have the ability to do this unless you're going to dig into the coding for the site and start using their beta features. But if you're going to use Ghost, I would ask, why were you doing any of these things in the first place? Because Ghost should have everything a content publisher and writer needs, unless you're going to run display advertising. So that's an overview of Ghost. I use it for my personal website and I'm happy with the results. I migrated from Substack about a year ago. The Ghost concierge team helped me migrate and they helped me connect my Ghost publication to Stripe. I paid for a year and I got a discount. So if you're on Substack, you may consider moving. That said, I'm also on WordPress, so it does depend on what you want to use your publication for. Hope you enjoyed the content in this video review of Ghost. If you do, hit thumbs up. And if you've got questions about using Ghost, let me know in the comments section below.